This is it, the big one, Mario Kart World. People have been asking for this to come to Nintendo Music ever since the first trailer released. It's easily the most requested soundtrack by a mile, and you can see why. Mario Kart World's soundtrack is gargantuan, especially by Mario standards. It's more than twice as big as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's total track count with all the DLC, which is absolutely nuts. Now, as of me writing this, we don't have the entire soundtrack on the app. All of the racetrack and battle mode themes are here, so we have the essentials, but the free roam tracks are set to drop regularly, according to Nintendo, which right now means every Monday. So like with Kirby and the Forgotten Land, I'll just talk about the whole thing now, if only just to get this behemoth of a video over with. Strap yourselves in, this will be very, very long. Mario Kart World's music lead is Atsuko Asahi, one of Mario Kart 8's composers who's responsible for some of that game's best tracks, like Sunshine Airport, Cloud Top Cruise, Bowser's Castle, and Wild Woods. So yeah, I'd say she definitely deserved the promotion. She's joined by Masa Miyoshi, one of the main composers for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Takuhiro Honda, who previously worked on Mario Kart Tour and the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass, and Yutaro Takakua, whose only previous work with Nintendo was the Booster Course Pass. But that's just the composers. We have a slew of musical arrangers here as well. Masanori Sasashi, Jun Abe, Shoya Kitagawa, Maoki Yamamoto, Yoichi Murata, Jun Tomoda, Keiji Matsumoto, Yoshihiro Arita, Tetsuya Ohiyama, Satoru Shionoya, and Tetsuro Toyama. And of course, the Mario Kart band returns from Mario Kart 8 to perform, with assistance from a couple members of the Japanese jazz fusion band T-Square. So without further ado, let's finally get into this absolutely insane soundtrack. Pray for me. The title theme starts the game off with a bang. It's incredibly energetic, with a harmonica and electric guitar dueling for the lead, and the big band brass backing them up. And this is merely a taste of what this soundtrack has to offer. Something cool this game does is that all of the course themes have dedicated intros for when you're approaching a track in a Grand Prix or Knockout Tour. Atsuko Asahi said that they were designed to build anticipation as you approach the track, and transition to the main track theme seamlessly at any point depending on when the player crossed the starting line. And they work flawlessly. For example, when you're approaching Mario Bros. Circuit, the music starts off with a relatively understated southern guitar and harmonica, going for a nice country feel. Then when you actually get to the track, Mario Bros. Circuit's theme kicks in full force, blasting you with energetic southern rock that lets you know you're in for a great time. I'll mention other intro themes if I have something to say about them. Crown City seems to be a fan favorite, but it's not one of mine. First of all, what is this instrument? It sounds like a synth trying to imitate a harmonica, and it just sounds weird to me. The song's still good though, especially when the brass comes in to join the synth. Whistle Stop Summit is when the music gets really great. Instead of a Wild West tune like you'd expect, this one sounds very Celtic with the strings, winds, and chanting, and is stupidly catchy, easily one of my favorites in the game. DK Spaceport is a multi-section track similar to Mount Wario from Mario Kart 8, and like that track, every section has its own song, all based around the familiar 25M theme from the classic arcade Donkey Kong. The first section is the longest, made up of pure jazzy fun with 25M being played on the backing sax. second section is just the backing instruments, putting the most emphasis on 25M. The third section, Onward, builds upon the second section, first adding a cheery piano, then the fourth section adds the brass, and the fifth section brings in the guitar, and the final section turns into a fast-paced rendition of the hammer theme, the perfect way to bring the medley to an end. Desert Hills from Mario Kart DS was never a track I cared for much, and while it's still one of my least favorites here, the live instrumentation does give it some much-needed energy in my opinion. Shy Guy Bazaar from Mario Kart 7 is also enhanced by the live sitars, emphasizing the Indian feel the original track always had. I liked the Mario Kart 64 Raceway remix Mario Kart 8 used, but I love the new version used for Wario Stadium here. Toning down the trumpets and bringing in the electric guitar fits the stadium feel perfectly, and it's my favorite version of the classic song. The build-up to Airship Fortress from Mario Kart DS has a wonderfully ominous feel with the echoey strings and militaristic drums. Airship Fortress's theme itself has always been a favorite of mine, and while the new remix is missing the call and response from the original, the bombastic orchestration is absolutely fantastic, and this song is just made for the harmonica. DK Pass from Mario Kart DS was another song I thought was just okay before, but the lively strings on accordion make the new remix an absolute joy to listen to now. Starview Peak's use of synth chimes wasn't what I expected, but it provides a suitably magical feel to one of the game's prettiest tracks. Sky High Sunday always felt a bit off to me, which is why I didn't talk about it when looking at Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but the strings and crazy drum beat do make it sound unique, if nothing else. Wario Shipyard from Mario Kart 7 got a big upgrade with a rock guitar, but it's the backing strings that really enhance the feel of driving through a stormy ocean. Koopa Beach from Super Mario Kart, now called Koopa Troopa Beach for some reason, is remixed into a big EDM beach party track, and it somehow works really, really well. The intro for Faraway Oasis has some hard-hitting African percussion and chanting, doing a great job to pump you up for the track ahead. Faraway Oasis itself starts off fine, but really picks up in the second half when the brass kicks in, complementing the African instruments superbly. Peach Stadium is another one of the lesser tracks in my opinion. It feels, I don't know, emptier than the others, with the harmonica and saxophone taking turns at the lead, but it's still a solid enough tune. Peach Beach from Mario Kart Double Dash isn't as good as Daisy Cruiser from the Booster Course Pass, but the added drum beat and whistles do add some liveliness that is much appreciated. Salty Salty Speedway seems to be based on Venice, and appropriately, it has a very Mediterranean-sounding tune, with accordions and violins giving off absolutely lovely vacation vibes. Dino Dino Jungle from Mario Kart Double Dash is so much better than it was before. You wouldn't think adding electric guitars and distorted synths would fit the jungle instruments, but they work really well to energize a previously okay track into something much more fun. Great Question Block Ruins has a very ethereal sounding intro, particularly with the booming drums and soft vocals in the background. And its main theme is one of my favorites, going from light and breezy in the beginning to adventurous and grand, and the pounding drums only make it even more spectacular. Cheep Cheep Falls reminds me a lot of Dragon Driftway, with how it mixes rock with traditional East Asian music, just with Japanese instruments instead of Chinese, and it's a real treat. Dandelion Depths is one of the more overlooked songs, which is a shame because I really like the western rock feel, fitting the setting of a spelunking journey spectacularly. cinema starts off with a toe-tapping piece that captures the spookiness of a haunted movie theater very well, while still being quite fun. But when you go into the movie screen itself, it explodes into a delightful jazz track that's an absolute blast, while still keeping the slightly sinister vibes. Drybone's Burnout's Day of the Dead setting is accentuated with a quick Latin American style track. I particularly like the mariachi trumpets that come in about halfway. Moo Moo Meadows from Mario Kart Wii sounds pretty similar to the remix in Mario Kart 8, but with more pronounced guitar strumming. But hey, why fix what isn't broken? The intro to Choco Mountain from Mario Kart 64 weirdly remixes Mario Kart Wii's opening movie theme of all things, but it does do a great job of hyping you up for the track ahead. Choco Mountain itself somehow outdoes the already fantastic Booster Course Pass remix with awesome southern rock. Maybe it doesn't fit the setting as well, but who cares, this goes so hard. The build-up for Toad's Factory from Mario Kart Wii isn't very long, but the punchy guitar pumps you up, preparing you for the return of a fan favorite. Toad's Factory hasn't changed too much. All they really did was play the original song with real instruments, but that's all they needed to do, and the swing is stronger than ever. Bowser's Castle took a while to grow on me. Initially I was put off by how frantic it was, but I've grown to really like the dueling guitars. It's not my favorite Bowser's Castle theme, but it's still really good. Acorn Heights cools things down with a pleasant Celtic vibe, particularly with the backing bagpipes. I didn't know bagpipes could sound calming, but here you go. Mario's Circuit from Super Mario Kart is the best version of the song by a mile. I don't know why it took this long to give the song a tropical jazz feel, but I'm very glad they did it. And they saved the very best for last, Rainbow Road. This one doesn't just get one song, but a whole suite dedicated to it. The drive towards the track has this feeling of constant anticipation, building and building until you launch yourself into the sky. And then Rainbow Road themes tend to sound either triumphant or magical, and this one does both. The spacey synths and light strings give off a celebratory feel, welcoming you to Rainbow Road with open arms. The second section is more soothing, taking the theme in a gorgeous, ethereal direction with a soft choir, bells, and a lovely saxophone. The third section takes place on a space station, and as such is very electronic, still keeping that magical feel while being very punchy, and the spacey guitar was a great touch. Even the final lap jingle is awesome, extending out further than usual, letting you know, this is it, let's finish this. And the final section is the most triumphant of all, with the strings and brass returning in full force and combining with the synths to make for one incredible, powerful finale. That's all the racetrack themes, and overall, this is a really great lineup. I think Mario Kart 8's bass track music is more consistently strong and generally has higher highs, but World comes pretty close, and Rainbow Road is a contender for the best song in the entire series. With the course themes done, let's move on to battle mode. While all 8 battle arenas are based on regular tracks, aside from Big Donut and Chain Chomp Desert, the music is all remixes of battle mode themes from all previous Mario Karts, except Super Circuit and 7 for some reason. Fully redone, just like the retro course themes. For example, Mario Bros. Circuit remixes Super Mario Kart's battle theme, making it sound super peppy with the jazz fusion style, and becoming easily the definitive version of the song for me. Mario Kart 64's battle theme was fine before, but Big Donut remixes it into an awesome southern rock piece that's an absolute treat to the ears now. Dino Dino Jungle remixes Mario Kart Double Dash's battle theme into an insanely catchy trumpet and synth piece that just sounds so happy, turning a theme I didn't care for much into one of my favorite battle themes of the game. Mario Kart DS's battle theme turned out even better, as DK Pass makes excellent use of the slap bass to really make the track feel extra punchy. Mario Kart Wii gets 3 of its battle themes remixed, starting with Delfino Pier, used for Salty Salty Speedway. This is my least favorite of the 8 battle themes. It's not as exciting or catchy as the others, but I still enjoy the accordions and the light saxophone. I don't know why Moo Moo Meadows uses Chain Chomp Wheels theme aside from both being from Mario Kart Wii, but the cheery carnival vibes are as lively as ever with the big band jamming it out. Swamp Desert, the last of Mario Kart Wii's battle themes, might be the best of them all, with fast-paced violins and shredded guitars proving just how awesome desert rock can be. And last but not least, Battle Stadium returns from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for Peach Stadium, turning the funk of an already funky track up a few notches for a tune that's just plain fun. Mario Kart World's battle mode themes cream Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's in the face, which is impressive since those were already very good. These are so much more exciting and frantic than ever before, even taking a few from previous games I didn't think much of and making them awesome. This is normally where we'd end things if this were any other Mario Kart, but we're nowhere close to done. In free roam, as well as the routes in Grand Prix and Versus Race, the game will play one of 227 brand new remixes of tracks not just from previous Mario Kart games, but from almost every mainline Mario game, as well as quite a few spin-offs. Not only that, but they all get extensions, doubling or even tripling the length of the original songs with brand new material. That's absolutely insane. I can't possibly cover them all, right? Right? They're listed in a release order on the app, which I wasn't aware of until after I wrote the script, but we'll be doing all the Mario Kart songs first for the sake of having a better flow in my opinion. Starting with Super Mario Kart, the title theme has 2 remixes, the first being a very upbeat jazz fusion version that kicks this massive track list off with a bang. second is a much softer Latin jazz version, and while I greatly prefer the jazz fusion one, this one's also a very nice listen. Donut Plains also uses Latin jazz, but I think it fits this song much better. I do miss the whistles from the original though. Ghost Valley is much faster than the original and very synth heavy, kinda sounding like something you'd hear in Splatoon single player, only much catchier. SNES Bowser Castle gets the metal treatment as you'd expect. I prefer the slower, heavier one from the Booster Course Pass, but this one's still fun. Choco Island also gets 2 remixes, a faster samba version that easily blows the original out of the water, and a slower, jazzy version, which still sounds pleasant enough. For some reason, Koopa Beach is the only racetrack that gets its own free roam remix, and this one's pretty chill. I greatly prefer the one used on the actual track, but this one's still nice. I don't really care for the Vanilla Lake remix though. It's too slow and the synths sound kinda weird. There are several other lo-fi remixes similar to this that all play during the nighttime, but none of them are really my cup of tea, sadly. But at least SNES Rainbow Road sounds really good. It's also slower, but I think the spacey electronic remix fits this track quite well. Super Mario Kart also gets its credits theme remixed, and unlike the Booster Course Passes version, this one's more low-key, the soft electric guitar and flutes, and I think it works nicely. Up next is Mario Kart 64, and the soft rock remix of the title theme just made me feel happy, like reconnecting with an old friend. I almost didn't recognize the character selection screen theme at first, but the electro style works well for one of the series' more understated tracks. Moo Moo Farm is pretty similar to the Yoshi Valley remix in Mario Kart 8, but that was already great, so not much change was needed, aside from the added harmonica. Koopa Troopa Beach gets 2 remixes, the first one being a very fitting surf rock version. I miss the steel drums, but the guitars more than make up for it. The second remix is calmer, sounding like something you'd hear while relaxing on the beach, which fits nicely. Calamari Desert is a bit weird. I like the swing tone it goes for, but the faster tempo removes the melancholy feel I liked so much about the original and the Booster Course Pass remix. Toad's Turnpike sounds fantastic, way better than the already pretty good Mario Kart 8 remix. It brings back the dreamy, trance-like feel of the original, and the electronic synth is just ear-meltingly wonderful. Frappe Snowland also gets 2 remixes, but neither of them reach the whimsical, snowy feel of the original for me. The first one is fun in its own right, but the jazz kinda makes it lose some of its identity in my opinion. The second one is slower, and the saxophone is even more pronounced. It's fine, just not one I really want to return to much. DK's Jungle Parkway got a massive glow up. Before it was barely a song, but now it has an actual memorable melody with a fast pace and great soft guitar. N64 Rainbow Road is a lot closer to the original than Mario Kart 8's version, starting off with lovely synths and then adding the guitar in the second half. It's probably my least favorite version of the song, but considering how awesome the other two are, that's not saying much since it's still really great. The results screen gets a remix as well, and while it's a bit slow, the funk is strong, and I like the incorporation of the classic underground theme in the bass. Moving on to Mario Kart Super Circuit, Peach Circuit is a combination of the original melody and the beta version that ended up being the base for Mario Kart 8's remix, and I think they mesh together well. Shy Guy Beach has a nice guitar backed by jazz trumpets, while sounding even more like the theme from A Summer Place than ever, which I always found kind of funny. Riverside Park got a huge glow up. I liked the rainforest jazz from the booster course passed fine, but here the fast-paced rock reminds you of a Splatoon map theme in the best way possible. GBA Bowser Castle goes full-on electronic metal, kicking up the menace of the already intense original up to 11, and easily becoming my favorite version. Cheeseland sticks much closer to the original than Mario Kart 8's version, and though I really like the big band of that one, I think I prefer the faster tempo here. In stark contrast to the surf rock remix in Mario Kart 8, Ribbon Road goes for blues rock, proving that this catchy track can work with whatever genre is thrown at it. Yoshi Desert was updated perfectly, going for the same awesome desert metal as Thwomp Desert, with both electric and acoustic guitars jamming it out and the violin going absolutely ham. GBA Rainbow Road is pretty funky throughout, but my favorite part is toward the end of the loop, when it gets softer and the lovely saxophones come in. Mario Kart Double Dash might have my favorite selection of remixes of the old Mario Karts here, starting with a lovely swing version of Luigi's Circuit. It's slower than the original, but I think it works quite well in this case. Baby Park is now a high-energy EDM track, and while I don't like the scratchy dubstep noises that seem to exist for the sake of it, the main melody works very well in an electronic style. Dry Dry Desert has a very smooth saxophone, beating the hell out of the very bland original, and reminding me of Arid Sands from Sonic Unleashed, which is a great thing. Mushroom Bridge takes one of my favorite songs from Double Dash and says, you know what's missing? An electric guitar, and it works perfectly. Sherbet Land keeps the festive vibes of Mario Kart 8's remix, but adds guitars, a sax, and a great drum beat for easily my favorite version, especially when the sax and guitar practically battle it out at the beginning and end. GC and Bowser's Castle sounds so much like something from Crisis Core, I was half surprised Takahiro Ishimoto wasn't listed in the credits. The Industrial Metal remix rocks so incredibly hard that this might be my new favorite Bowser's Castle theme, period. GCN Rainbow Road's pretty great too. I wish it were grander like a few Rainbow Road remixes coming up, but the melody is catchy as ever, and funk fits it much better than you'd expect. Double Dash's credits theme works nicely with the soft sax, but I do miss the grand piano section from the original. Next is Mario Kart DS, with figure 8 circuit sounding pretty similar to DS Mario Circuit from the Booster Course Pass, just slower and with a different synth. It's okay. I prefer the Booster Course Pass remix's synth, but I do like the added drum beat. Yoshi Falls is quite chill without being overly soothing. I think the banjo helps make the song a lot more memorable than the original. Meanwhile, Cheep Cheep Beach is maybe too calming for its own good. I definitely prefer the more upbeat steel drums from Mario Kart 8's remix. Luigi's Mansion does a great job mixing metal guitars with dubstep synths imitating a theremin, keeping the spooky vibes intact while increasing the intensity. Delfino's Square isn't as festive as the original, but the cheery violin and piano make it sound more like something you'd hear at a resort shop, which fits just as well. If there's any Mario Kart song that deserves multiple remixes, it's Waluigi Pinball, and both of its remixes are fantastic. The first one is an insanely catchy funk rock version that has become the definitive version of the song for me, and one of the best remixes in the game. The second is a slower jazz funk version, and though I don't tend to like the slower songs as much, the sax is just so smooth. I can imagine Waluigi himself playing it while you enter a casino. Shroom Bridge is very understated and takes almost half a minute to get going, but the piano playing the main melody puts it above some of the other nighttime themes for me. Tick-Tock Clock is about as faithful and updated from the original as you can get, and the little mechanical ticks accompanying the piano and soft sax are a very nice touch. Peach Gardens might as well be called Peach Coffee Shop, because the calming piano and flute would fit that setting perfectly. DS Rainbow Road is my favorite Rainbow Road remix in the game, with grand trumpets, a killer guitar, and a wild drum beat turning one of the less awesome Rainbow Road themes into maybe the best Mario Kart remix in the whole game. By the end, the drums go absolutely bonkers, easily the craziest I've heard since some of the tracks in Sonic and the Secret Rings. Maybe even harder. I have no idea what the drummer was on, but can I have some of it? DS's credits theme never really did all that much for me due to its more relaxing vibe, but I can at least say the live instrumentation updates the tune well. Mario Kart Wii is next, kicking its selection off with a funktastic version of Luigi's Circuit, even including the options menu theme as a bonus. Mushroom Gorge finally gets a proper remix, and the Latin America theme fits the track perfectly, like you're stopping by a Brazilian village on your way to the Andes Mountains. Coconut Mall in the Booster Course Pass sounded pretty similar to the original, so it's great to hear the big band going all out this time, making for the best version of this fan favorite in my opinion. DK Summit is much faster than before, sounding a lot more festive, which is a really fun change of pace. Wario's Gold Mine isn't that different from the Mario Kart 8 version, aside from more emphasis on the frantic fiddle, but it sounded great before and it still sounds great here. Out of all the Mario Kart Wii tracks to get multiple remixes, Daisy's Circuit is far from the first one I'd choose. There's an electro version that's pretty similar to the remix in the Booster Course Pass, but the beat adds some swagger that's very appreciated. There's also an acoustic guitar version that's pleasant enough, but is one of the more forgettable remixes to me. Everyone says Maple Tree Way sounds like a Peanuts song now, and I have to agree. Put this remix with a jazz piano into It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, and it'll fit right in with Vince Guaraldi's classics. Grumble Volcano follows Luigi's Mansion's example by using harsh synths to accentuate the metal guitars and increase the intensity of the track by a solid 80%. Dry Dry Ruins disappointed me at first because I really liked the energy of the original, and a soft rock remix was basically the opposite of what I wanted, but I've grown to like the funkiness of this version in its own right. Moonview Highway's weird. It was already fighting an uphill battle because of how incredible the Booster Course Pass remixes were, but I don't really like how the trumpet notes kind of slide into each other. I think it sounds weird. I do really like the guitar though. Wii Rainbow Road isn't quite as awesome as DS Rainbow Road here, but it's close. I'm not sure if I like it as much as the Booster Course Pass version, but the prog rock approach works wonderfully for such a triumphant track. Wii's first credits theme gets a similar remix to DS's credits theme, which disappointed me personally since I think Wii's second credits theme is vastly superior. But again, being recorded with live instruments helps it be more memorable to me. Moving on to Mario Kart 7, Toad Circuit sounds so similar to its remix in the Booster Course Pass that I have to wonder why they didn't make it sound different. It's still a great listen, but the similarity is strange since none of the other remixes are that close to previous versions. Daisy Hills was never a track I liked that much, but the bounciness of the flutes, accordion, and backing tuba really won me over, and now I see it in a whole new light. Music Park, amazingly, now actually uses instruments that you saw back in the actual course. I don't know why it was so electronic before, but this new version is easily my favorite now. Rock Mountain, on the other hand, should be called Jazz Mountain because they took out most of the rock and replaced it with jazz fusion. I still like it, but that's a very weird decision to make considering the track name. Piranha Plant Slide is also very jazzy, much like how it was in Mario Kart 8, and it's a good time, though I kinda wish they went for a more mechanical sound this time around. DK Jungle is finally recorded with live instruments this time, and it sounds so great that I'm even more confused why it wasn't like this in Mario Kart 8. Rosalina's Ice World somehow outdoes the already excellent Booster Course Pass remix, using dance synths and an electric guitar to make the song sound even more magical than before. 3DS Rainbow Road is majestic, a power ballad that would make Drifting Soul from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 blush. I prefer the more spacey takes from the original and the Booster Course Pass, but this is still great. Seven's credits theme is easily my favorite of the Mario Kart credits themes, partly because it's not trying to be low energy beats to study to, and partly because the jazz fusion style is a great update for the song and makes it catchier than ever. Mario Kart 8 is in a funny spot because its music was already live recorded by many of these same people, so a lot of its remixes are heavily reimagined to stand out. Well, except the title theme, whose first remix is as jazz fusion-y as ever. I think I prefer the second remix, as not only does the funk help it stand out more, I kinda like the calmer take on the song a bit more. Water Park sounds a lot more tropical than it did before, like you're at a beach party instead of a water park, but I actually like the peppy feel more than the original. For some reason, Sweet Sweet Canyon got 2 remixes, and both are more low-key than the original. The jazz version has lovely piano and a nice tropical percussion beat. While the electro version is slower and actually really would fit in with those lo-fi hip-hop beats to study to videos. They're okay, but I definitely like the original more. Thwomp Ruins goes the complete opposite route, turning into fast-paced hard rock. Get it? Because thwomps are made of rocks? Whatever, I really liked it. Mario Circuit is pure jazz goodness, which actually works since the original was more electronic. Toad Harbor also gets 2 remixes, a pop rock remix that might outdo the original in sheer catchiness. And an electro remix that's actually faster despite using more calming synths. Twisted Haunted Mansion loses the grandiosity that made the original so great, but the faster tempo and the theremin replace it with spooky fun to make something just as great. Shy Guy Falls is also less bombastic than the original, instead going for a western swing feel. I kinda wish they went for more of a South American style to fit its gigantic waterfalls, but this is still pretty fun. Sunshine Airport has 2 remixes as well, a lounge pop version that works so perfectly that I kinda wish this is what the original song sounded like. And an electro version that would definitely make waiting at an airport much more bearable. Dolphin Shoals was so popular that of course it had to have multiple remixes too. The first one bringing back the jazz and maybe making it a little less overpowering, which I honestly prefer. There's also an electro remix that's maybe a little too laid back for my tastes. Not saying it's bad at all, but it sure is a jarring shift from the previous remix. Funny enough, Electrodrome removes almost all the rave synths and turns into an electro swing version with an absolutely fantastic ragtime piano. It's on par with the original for me. Mount Wario absolutely rocks now. I love the original and still prefer the dynamic, adventurous feel, but this metal take is awesome in its own way, even if it doesn't use all the segments. Cloudtop Cruise is way more cheerful than before, trading out the bombastic orchestra for light rock and lovely strings, and the gusty guard bit is still there at the end. Bone Dry Dunes is really different, going for heavy prog metal, and you know, it really works, especially when the guitar and violin start dueling for the lead. 8's Bowser's Castle was already pure jazz metal, so they gave it a disco beat of all things, and made it really catchy instead of intense, now feeling like something Bowser would play at his theme park. 8's Rainbow Road doesn't sound as spacey as it did before, instead being more in line with the rest of Mario Kart 8's jazz fusion music. It's one of the lesser Rainbow Road remixes, but it's still pretty good. Dragon Driftway has been transformed into funky city pop, which doesn't fit the original course at all, but I will gladly take the trade-off because this remix is so much fun. Ice Ice Outpost was never a favorite of mine, and while I like heavy metal, it's still just kind of fine to me. The criminally underrated Wild Woods returns, weird time signature and all. It doesn't have that tranquil rainforest feel that I loved so much, but the slow sax and brass work very nicely for this song too. Super Bell's Subway takes on more of a lounge sound. And yeah, this would be a fun song to hear coming out of the speakers at a subway station. Mario Kart Tour gets some love here too, starting with Tokyo Blur. I still don't really associate Tokyo with jazz, but it's still a nice song. Vancouver Velocity was already awesome before, but the new remix cranks up the strings even more and brings in the brass, making Tour's best song better than ever. Los Angeles Laps is another lo-fi song that doesn't do much for me, but at least it brings back the boss sounds from the original that the Booster Course Passes version left out. Merry Mountain is a similar case, but the soul sax plays the melody quite well. Ninja Hideaway switches the traditional Japanese instruments for metal, and while it loses a bit of its identity as a result, the new remix still bangs. Singapore Speedway seems to be based on its snippet from the Booster Course Pass credits, with trumpets instead of synths, and it hits even harder than it did before. Bangkok Rush now is a killer percussion track, turning a song that was previously just good enough into one that I really like listening to now. Piranha Plant Pipeline, the sole tour track that never made it to the Booster Course Pass, got a faithful, jazzy upgrade here. I swear it sounds kinda like Tank from Cowboy Bebop. Not as hard hitting, but it's still very fun. Squeaky Clean Sprint isn't too different from the original, but the big band goes a bit harder in the second half, which is much appreciated for a track I previously thought was a little too laid back. Even Mario Kart Live Home Circuit's title theme gets remixed here, with a rock sounding very appropriate for the start of a car race, even if it doesn't really stand out compared to the many, many other rock remixes in the game for me. That's all the Mario Kart remixes, but we've still got over 100 remixes for the rest of the Mario franchise to go. Most of them are for the mainline Mario platformers, with several more from the various spin-offs, so I'll just go over all of them chronologically. Of course the classic ground theme from Super Mario Bros. Shows up, first as a cheery Latin remix that fits the most iconic video game song of all time like a glove. It also gets a samba remix with a lovely piano. Even after this song has been remixed time and time again over the last 40 years, it still hasn't gotten old. The classic Underground theme also gets remixed twice. The first one going so wild with the jazz and drums that you forget the original song is only about 10 seconds long. But I think I actually prefer the calmer flamenco version. Part of it's because I love Spanish-sounding music, but I also think the slightly melancholy tone fits the tune better than you'd expect. Mario 1's Underwater theme returns, but this is another one that's too soothing for my tastes. I think smooth jazz fits the song, but this is too smooth for me. Super Mario Bros. 2 also gets some love, with a character select theme getting the toe-tapping jazz remix it always deserved. If there is still any doubt if Mario 2 was a real Mario game, this single-handedly squashed it. The ground theme is a great swing remix, reminding me of the version from Smash Ultimate, just less loud. This song was just made for a big band. Surprisingly, the previously very forgettable underground theme got a very punchy remix that made me like it way, way more. Super Mario Bros. 3 kicks its selection off with a medley of its map screen themes, and this is one of my favorites in the game. It starts off with a jazzy take on Grassland, before calming things down with Desert Land. Then moves on to a positively gorgeous version of Skyland, which merges with Pipeland soon after, and finishes with a beautiful rendition of Waterland. Koji Kondo always intended for Mario 3's music to sound like reggae music, so appropriately the ground theme is about as reggae as you can get. The athletic theme is frantic and fun, and thanks to it and several other songs you'll hear soon, I now know what ska music is, so that's cool. The underwater theme is so show-tune coded that it sounds like it would fit perfectly with a Broadway musical, which not enough video game music could say it can. The airship theme is a very menacing metal track, outdoing Mario Wonder's airship theme in how hard it rocks. The boss theme rocks even harder, with a rock organ going ham to make possibly the best version of this iconic boss theme. And the ending is fittingly another tropical-styled tune, recapturing the satisfying feel of beating the game very nicely. Super Mario Land only gets 2 songs, but they're both quite solid. The Birabuto Kingdom theme uses whistling for some reason, but it works, making you feel like you're taking a nice early morning stroll. The Eastern Kingdom theme's funk is deliciously slimy, like you're entering a cantina populated by a group of nasty ruffians and ordering a drink. Up next is Super Mario World, and its title theme has been turned into an extremely catchy swing piece, just as I always imagined it should be. Like Mario 3, World also has a map screen medley. I don't like it as much, but it's still wonderful, going from Yoshi's Island to a plucky version of Star World, to Forest of Illusion, which caught me completely off guard. To a slower harmonica version of Donut Plains, and finishing with an accordion-heavy take on Special World that left me grinning from ear to ear. The arrangers must have really liked Mario World's ground theme, because there are 4 versions of it, and bizarrely, none of them are the athletic theme. First, we have 2 rock and roll variants that honestly sound so similar that I question why there are 2 of them, with the only differences being a slight guitar change, and one being longer than the other. They still sound great though. There's also a ska version, making the melody punchier. And lastly, there's a country version with cheery harmonicas and fiddles. I prefer the rock and roll take, but you can't go wrong with Mario World's ground theme. The underground theme is an echoey sound to its rock instruments, mimicking how echoey the original sounded to a T. I think I actually like this one more than the ground theme variants. The underwater theme has been turned into a waltz, which I guess the original always had elements of, but it's far more pronounced now. The bonus game theme was already infectiously catchy, but this poppy electronic remix blows the original and Mario Odysseys out of the water. The castle theme was amazing before, and this remix, which I can only describe as spooky metal, cranks up the menacing vibe even further to make the best castle theme in the series twice as awesome. The boss theme takes cues from the Smash for Wii U remix with the flamenco instruments. It's not as bombastic, but it's still a great listen. My jaw dropped when I first heard the remix of Mario World's ending theme, a big band rendition that, while missing the double time part, was otherwise perfect from start to finish. Even Mario Paint gets two of its songs in, including the iconic drawing board theme, now peppier and catchier than ever before. Level 1 of the Fly Swatter minigame gets a remix too, and it kinda sounds like the instrumental version of a villain song at a Broadway show, which is pretty cool. Super Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins only gets its ground theme remixed, but it's a good one, a bluegrass theme that'll surely put you in a good mood. Shockingly, Wario Land's main theme gets a remix here, and the Western Rock not only works well as an update to Wario Land's distinct sound, but it's super catchy too. The DK Island Swing is sadly the only Donkey Kong Country song present at the moment, but at least this is a really good remix. It's not my favorite version of the song, but there is no such thing as a bad version of the DK Island Swing. Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island's opening theme has been updated very faithfully and beautifully. It's not at all appropriate for a racing game, but that's what free roam is for, and I guarantee it brought tears to many players' eyes. Flower Field gets two remixes, the first being a peppy ska tune that fits the happy nature of Yoshi games perfectly, and the second being a slower jazz version, which kind of makes you think of background music in a sitcom. I know, I'm weird. The iconic athletic theme is closer to the original's tempo, and the flutes and soft guitar help it stand out well from the Booster Course Pass's big band version. I never thought I'd hear Yoshi's Island's mini-boss theme again, but it got two remixes here. First, we have a frantic surf rock version with a harmonica. Then there's a slower, calmer version, also with a harmonica. Kinda wish they sounded more distinct from each other, but what we have is good enough. I was so happy when I heard Baby Bowser's final battle theme here, and aside from missing the long build-up at the start, it's absolutely perfect. Mario 64 gets a ton of love, starting with the file select theme of all things. It's a very solid version too. Switching out the pan flutes with soft rock guitar works pretty well. Peach's Castle gets a nice lounge remix that's one of the better versions of this classic. It loses the regal feel, but makes up for it by being fun. Mario 64's main theme gets two remixes, a wonderful big band version that takes a few cues from the equally great Super Mario Galaxy 2 remix, and a Latin version that's calmer but equally fun. For some reason, Piranha Plant's Lullaby has a remix, a soft blues tune that's just as relaxing as the original's music box. The Slider theme gets its umpteenth remix, but the ska punk helps it stand out from the rest, making it among my favorite versions. Might even be my favorite version. Would you believe we've never had an official remix of Dire Dire Docks up until now? Yep, this is the first one, and they knocked it out of the park. The slow jazz saxophone carries this tune wonderfully, and might actually outdo the already incredible original. Cool Mountain has been turned into Bluegrass Mountain, but unlike some of the other changed snow themes, I don't mind this one, largely because it's just too catchy for me to care. Bowser's Road kicks things into high gear with a Xenoblade-esque metal remix. It's not quite on the level of Galaxy 2's remix, but it's awesome enough to come close. Bowser's theme sounds really punchy now. The hard-hitting drum beat and heavy guitar make for a killer anthem for the King of the Koopas. Mario 64's staff roll is updated just as perfectly as World's, turning it into a soft rock track that left me smiling the entire time. I like Yoshi's Stories music, but I have to admit I'm a bit confused why I got 3 remixes here. Yoshi's song has 2 remixes, one that updates the main version from the original nicely into a cute, whimsical tune. And one that sounds kinda like Yoshi's on the Beach, which is a good way of making the 2 remixes sound different while paying homage to the original. Yoshi's Tale, the credits theme, is very chill, which again isn't my thing, but at least gives me the mental image of Yoshi sleeping under a tree. Luigi's Mansion's main theme gets a remix, and it is just so snazzy! Like Luigi is a detective in an old noir film and the mansion is in New Orleans. Next up is Super Mario Sunshine, with Delfino Plaza sounding very nice with its Latin guitar and soft accordion. I would have preferred something bolder like the Smash Ultimate remix, but this is still really good. Bianco Hills sounds great with surf rock guitars and organs, really improving one of Sunshine's less interesting stage themes in my opinion. And Rico Harbor sounds even better, turning into a stupidly catchy ska version, and since the original used MIDI saxophones, this is just perfect. The Sky bonus area theme, you know, the one with the lily pad and pachinko machine, is now a very fast-paced electronic track with a crunchy guitar, which is a huge improvement over the original for me. Kinda like a cyberspace theme from Sonic Frontiers. It even includes the Shine Get jingle at the end for good measure. Wario Land getting a remix was already crazy, but the first WarioWare game gets one too. It's Drifting Away, Dribble and Spits' theme, and while it loses the vocals, as I imagine the arrangers thought that would be distracting, it gains a funky saxophone, which does a solid job making up for it. The first new Super Mario Bros. Only gets 2 remixes, including a very tropical sounding version of the ground theme, which kinda reminds me of the music from Mario and Luigi Brothership. And yes, that's a good thing. The castle theme goes from ominous pipe organ to hard rock, and it's just as great as ever. The DS game's music doesn't get much attention from Nintendo, so this was great to see. Super Mario Galaxy's selection gets off to a very strong start with Egg Planet. The Galaxy game's epic orchestra obviously wouldn't fit a kart racer, so here we get some awesome prog rock and a blazing trumpet that keeps the song's sense of grandeur. The Combat Observatory's theme already sounded like a waltz before, so this remix adds a dash of swing into the mix, and it just sounds so happy now. Space Junk Road was the last track I ever expected to be added to a Mario Kart game, but they managed to keep the beautiful, ethereal feel of the original and increase the tempo just enough to fit a racing game, which is really impressive. Bowser Jr.'s boss theme is now a fantastic blend of funk and metal, keeping the mischievous feel of the original, and maybe even outdoing it in sheer awesomeness. People have compared Buoy Base Galaxy's remix to a modern Sonic song, with it being fast-paced and super rock-heavy. It doesn't sound like any Sonic song I've heard, but the blistering feeling is certainly there, and the comparison is quite high praise indeed. Gusty Garden Galaxy needed to be here, and while topping the original is practically impossible, this remix is so bold, uplifting, and majestic that it comes a lot closer than even I expected. This is absolutely one of the best songs in the entire game. In comparison, Bowser's Final Boss remix is honestly kind of underwhelming. Obviously, they couldn't include the choir, and a symphonic metal remix was absolutely the way to go, but it feels like there are a few instruments missing. I still like it, but this is my least favorite of Galaxy's otherwise stellar remixes. The Purple Comet theme translates to soft rock surprisingly great. It's not thrilling anymore, but the mix of acoustic and soft electric guitar makes for a lovely, almost trance-like experience. New Super Mario Bros. Wii got the bulk of remixes for the NSMB series, starting with the underwater theme. This one was one I never cared for much, but the live instruments and waltz tempo helps it stand out more. If you want any proof the blandness of the NSMB music was from the instrumentation and not the composition, here's the desert theme. Now a fun, jazzy desert piece with pan flutes that kinda remind me of Paper Mario. The beach theme got a significant energy boost, weirdly taking cues from the version in Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games, but that remix was great, and this one is too. The castle theme has been metalified like the DS's, but this one doesn't hit as hard in my opinion. It's maybe a little too fast now, and the lack of the bells stings a bit, but it's still good enough. The Castle Boss theme got a massive upgrade, now being an awesome jazz rock version. Out of all the Koopaling Boss remixes, this might be the best one of them all. The Volcano theme is now a heavy metal track punctuated by trumpets, which you wouldn't think would be a great combination, but they work surprisingly well together. The Credits theme, which is called Credits Theme 1, even though NSMB Wii only has one Credits theme, gets a pretty straightforward update. The original song was pretty jazzy, so all it really needed to do was to be played with real instruments, and it sounds great. Funny enough, Super Mario Galaxy 2 has more remixes here than Super Mario Galaxy. I don't know why, but I'm not complaining. Similar to Egg Planet, Sky Station Galaxy gets a rocking remix, but one that preserves the joyous feel of the original very nicely. Starship Mario's theme goes for a softer jazz rock feel, which fits the relaxing feel of screwing around on the hub world. The Starship's journey is so underrated, just like the original. The guitars, peppy synth, and strings do a great job accentuating the magical feel of exploring space. Yoshi's Star Galaxy was already pretty jazzy, but here they gave it a Michael Jackson bass line, and ooh, it's just so snazzy now! Dig-a-Leg is weirdly less funky than before, but the saxophone does a solid job replacing the electric guitar, and it's still fun to listen to. Puzzle Plank Galaxy goes full country, and while it loses the infectious peppiness of the original, it feels a little richer now with a pleasant violins and accordion. Wild Glide Galaxy transitions to jazz fusion quite well. It sounds so lovely with a sax and backing strings. Cloudy Court Galaxy is really good too. It's an exciting version of one of Galaxy 2's best songs, but someone in the comments kinda ruined it for me by saying it sounded like an anime intro, and with a twinkly lead synth and the backing Sonic Forces synths, I can't unhear it, and now you won't be able to unhear it. Melty Monster Galaxy is surprisingly way calmer than the original, going for a sinister flamenco instead of bombastic orchestra, but it's pretty catchy, and the added sitars were a nice touch. And then there's Bowser's Galaxy Generator, my favorite Mario song. Like Gusty Garden Galaxy, they couldn't possibly top the original, but they did a spectacular job of making it grand and exciting. Yet another one of the game's absolute highlights. Super Mario 3D Land has a few songs represented too, like the main theme, which at last gets the live jazz rendition it has been practically begging for ever since 2011, and it doesn't disappoint. The beach theme gets two remixes, a soft jazz version with a soulful harmonica and chill guitar, and a slower one that feels more appropriate for 3D Land's underwater levels. The Snow Mountain theme originally felt like a song meant for playing outdoors in the snow. Now the mood feels like you're wrapped up in blankets with a cup of hot chocolate, watching the snow fall outside. It's very nice. There's also the Mario drawing song from Flipnote Studio, which I'm grouping with the 3D Land music because it was used as 3D Land's World Special 8 theme. It's a solid one, but it kind of blends in with the rest of the bajillion jazz songs in the game, so I often forget it's even here. Super Mario Bros. U only gets one remix, though considering 80% of that game's soundtrack is ripped right from the Wii game, I'm not surprised. NSMB2 didn't get anything after all. The ground theme was just kinda there before, but now it's been transformed into a Caribbean-style track, much like the DS game's ground theme. The steel drums and xylophone are more pronounced here though, and it sounds really solid now. The Mario Kart arrangers must have really loved Super Mario 3D World, because it gets the most remixes out of any non-Mario Kart game here. 12 in total. Super Bell Hill is up first, and the original was already really jazzy, so they didn't really need to do much to improve it. I like the addition of the credits theme toward the end, that was a nice touch. Captain Toad Goes Forth is here as well, and this is the liveliest version of Captain Toad's theme yet. The beat is especially catchy now. Double Cherry Pass doesn't have its signature violins anymore, but the specific synth they use is really plucky and fits the song great. I don't know why Chain Link Charge got two remixes since I found the original one of 3D World's blander songs. The jazz version is practically unchanged from the original, but at least the fact that it gets an extension makes it somewhat more memorable. The Soul version has a bit of Sunshine Seaside in it, which is pretty neat, but other than that, this sure is another version of Chain Link Charge. Shifty Boom Mansion sounds properly shifty this time, with spooky synths and cellos that honest to God sound like they're from a James Bond song. They even do the classic Bond chord progression partway through, and it's great. Histocrat's boss theme is way less over the top than before, but the trumpets and synths are still having a really good time. And now the clarinet gets to take center stage about a minute in. Piranha Creeper Creek has been turned into yet another rock track, but they still managed to make it sound jungly with the light violins and what YouTube comments tell me is called a gamelan, which is impressive. Sprawling Savannah works very well as a fast-paced jazz fusion track, still sounding as catchy and adventurous as ever. Hands on Hall is a brilliant remix of rock or traditional Japanese instruments, creating a sound that I would love to hear more of. Bowser's Highway Showdown loses the metal aside from the wah pedal, but the snazziness has been jumped up a few notches, fitting Bowser's stylish car impeccably. But World Bowser is even snazzier, taking the already funky original and cranking it up to 11, solidifying this as Bowser's definitive theme for me. Super Mario Maker's title theme is also here, and it's as plucky as ever, just with real instruments instead of synths, which is all it really needed. We're nearing the end here, but Super Mario Odyssey is up next. I was initially disappointed that Fossil Falls wasn't as grandiose as the original, but I've grown to really enjoy the low-energy sitars in this version. The Toast Arena remix fuses the guitars of the original with the mariachi band from the Toast Arena town for quite the energetic remix. It's a lot of fun. Steam Gardens is the last song here to get 2 remixes. The first one being a really fast-paced blues rock piece with the guitar and harmonica going absolutely ham. I like this one a lot. But I absolutely love the second remix, one that combines the 60s surf rock of the original with a 50s big band style, and they fuse so perfectly that I sometimes forget the original didn't sound like this. Lake LaMode retains the tranquil feel of the original, but like Space Junk Road, injects just enough energy to make it a fun track to drive to at night. Jump Up Superstar lacks the lyrics, again, presumably might be distracting, instead of replacing them with more big band goodness. Otherwise, this is practically the same song as the original, so that's all I have to say. Shiveria Town already sounded Celtic before, and the remix here cranks the Celtic flute and strings up even further, and it's insanely catchy now. Paronza Plaza isn't recorded with kitchen utensils anymore, but the Mediterranean vibes are left intact, which fits driving around Salty Salty Speedway just as well as its actual course theme. The second theme for Bowser's Castle has been greatly sped up, and is now much wilder, now sounding like a jazzy villain song similar to the Fly Swatter minigame, except even slimier. Break Free also lost its lyrics, but it's changed up a bit more compared to Jump Up Superstar, with added guitar and violins, and while I miss the vocals, this works. At last, we've arrived at the last game represented, Bowser's Fury. There's only 2 songs here, probably because the music from the Fury Bowser trailer were the only ones available for the sound team, which is also why there's no music from Super Mario Bros. Wonder. The first is the theme that plays when you ride Plessy, and it's pretty fun. It's not super different from the original, but it does fit the spirit of a racing game quite well. Fury Bowser's theme is once again death metal, but the choir has been replaced with blistering synths, which manage to go almost as hard as the chorus does. Weirdly, the indecipherable metal growling is still here when all the other vocal tracks have been stripped of their vocals, but whatever. Finally, let's wrap this whole thing up with Mario Kart World's credits theme. Like Mario Kart 8 and the booster course passes, it's an arranged medley of various course themes, putting a nice little bow on this immense package of songs. It hasn't hooked me as much as the booster course passes, or some other Mario Kart credits themes, but I'd say it's a solid improvement on 8's. Oh my god, we're finally done! This was absolutely exhausting, but very, very enjoyable. There's a reason everyone's been begging for Mario Kart World to be added to Nintendo Music, because its soundtrack is just that excellent. This game has been divisive for numerous reasons, but the general community was outright baffled when its music was not nominated for Best Soundtrack at the Game Awards. I don't know, maybe the judges don't like jazz. The sheer quantity and quality of the music across the board is insane, and unlike other gigantic soundtracks like Animal Crossing New Horizons and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, there's almost nothing that I deem filler, which is why I talked about almost every song of the game. I thought Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's soundtrack was packed with greatness, but Mario Kart World utterly dwarfs it. When I started this Nintendo Music project back in April 2025, Mario Kart World hadn't come out yet. I don't even think we knew the full scope of its soundtrack yet, so I didn't think I'd ever say what I'm going to say next. Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 have been knocked off their throne at the top, because Mario Kart World is our new Nintendo Music champion. I didn't think that would happen until we got the Super Smash Bros. Games from Brawl onward, but here we are, and unlike Smash, every single song in Mario Kart World is a brand new arrangement, which makes this even more impressive. Welcome to the top, Mario Kart World, you've earned it. I'll see you next time for the next episode of Nintendo Music Weekly. With Mario Kart World here at last, the doors are wide open for us to get just about anything. Selfishly, I would have liked if we got the remaining Mario Karts before World, if only because I've been comparing the new remixes to songs I haven't given my opinion on yet, but you never know when they could show up. I look forward to whatever's in store for us regardless, and hopefully, I'll be doing this for years to come. Bye!